Hello, my name is Satyajit. In this video, I will configure Red Hat Satellite and Capsule server with custom SSL certificate. In this demo, I will show you the steps to create custom SSL certificate for Satellite server, then deploy the custom SSL certificate to the Satellite server, and after the Satellite server is configured with custom certs, I will update the custom certs on the clients registered with the Satellite server. By default, Red Hat Satellite 6 uses self-signed SSL certificate to enable encrypted communications between satellite server, external capsule servers, and all hosts. If you do not want to use a self-signed certificate because of your internal policy, you can configure satellite server to use an SSL certificate signed by an external certificate authority. Let's see the demo. The host name of the server I am going to use in this demo is satellite.example.com. Let me verify the status of satellite services. I will execute the command hammer ping. Here you can see the status looks okay for satellite services. Next, I will execute the openssl command with the required parameters to print the details of the default SSL certificate installed during the installation in text format. So it will print the issuer details, the subject, and the validity of the certs. This is the cert file used by Apache. Here you can see the common name is the same for both the issuer and the subject, and it is the fully qualified domain name of the satellite host. So it's a self-signed certificate. The CA is marked as false, so it's a client certificate. In order to apply custom certificate, I need to complete certain steps. First, I have to create a private key to sign the certificate signing request. I will execute the openssl command to generate the private key. Note, the private key must be unencrypted. You should not put a password while generating the private key. So the private key is generated. Just for ease of use, I have created a directory under root satellite_cert. I'm keeping all the cert files in this directory. Here you can see the private key. I have also created the openssl.cnf configuration file with the required details for the CSR. Let me show you the content of the openssl.cnf file. In this section, I have added the organization details. I have set the certificate's common name to match the fully qualified domain name of the satellite server. Next, I have set the subject alternative name DNS.1 to match the fully qualified domain name of the satellite server. As the CA or browser forum has mandated that the SAN would also include any value present in the common name, effectively making the SAN the only required reference for a certificate match with the server name. So make sure to set the DNS.1 to match the fully qualified domain name of the satellite server. Next, I will execute the openssl command with the required parameters to generate the certificate signing request. -key path to the private key. Next, -config path of the openssl.cnf file. Next, -out, I have passed the CSR file name to be generated. Here you can see the CSR file is successfully generated. Next, I will use the openssl command to print the CSR details in text format. This is the command you can use to verify the CSR details. Here you can see it is the certificate request. It has picked all the values that I have defined in the openssl.cnf file. The subject alternative name, the fully qualified domain name of the host that I have defined in the openssl.cnf file, Next, I will send the certificate signing request to my internal CA to get it signed. In your case, you need to send the certificate signing request to your certificate authority to get it signed. In response to the request, you can expect to receive a signed certificate and a certificate authority bundle. Here you can see the signed cert that I have received from my internal CA and the CA bundle. Next, I will execute the cert check command with the required parameters to validate the certificate input files. If the validation is succeeded, it will return the satellite installer with the required parameters to update the custom certs. -C path to the signed cert. Next -K path to the private key. Next -B path to the CA bundle. The validation succeeded. So the cert check command has written two options. First option, to install the Red Hat satellite server with custom certificates. This option is only applicable if you are installing the satellite server for the first time, which means you have installed the packages. However, the satellite installer was not executed. I will use the second option to update the certificate on my currently running satellite server. I will execute the command satellite installer scenario satellite with the suggested parameters by the cert check command to update the custom certs. Two important parameters to consider. First one is certs update server. It regenerate and update HTTPS certificate for satellite server. Next one is certs update server CA. It update CA for satellite server. Now I will copy the satellite installer with the suggested parameters and paste it in the terminal to update the custom certs on the satellite server. The satellite installer executed successfully, which means the custom certs are updated. Let me verify the custom cert details. I will execute the same openssl command which I executed initially to pull the default cert details. Here you can see the custom cert details are updated. The validity of the cert has been updated. The issuer common name is updated with my internal CA server. Let me pull the details for foreman proxy. Here you can see the custom cert details are also updated for foreman proxy. Now the custom certs are updated on the satellite server. So I need to update the custom certs on the clients registered with the satellite server, or else I will end up with error as below. Unable to verify server's identity certificate. Even for yum repo list, I will get error. Peer certificate issuer has been marked as not trusted by the user. To fix the issue, all I need to do is to remove the existing CA consumer package from the client host. Then update the latest CA consumer package on the client host, which is generated on the satellite server once the custom certs are updated. Let me clear the cache. Let me refresh the entitlement certs. Here you can see the command executed successfully. Even for yum repo list, it is pulling the repository details from the satellite server. I am done with the first agenda of configuring satellite server with custom SSL certificate. Also updating the custom certs on the clients registered with the satellite server. Now I will be discussing about configuring Capsule server with custom SSL certificate. It is mandatory if you have configured satellite server to use custom SSL certificate. You must also configure each of your external Capsule server with a distinct custom SSL certificate, or else the communication between satellite and Capsule will break. It is also mandatory the same certificate authority must sign certificates for Capsule server who has signed the cert for satellite server. Let's see the demo. On the satellite server, I will execute the command hammer capsule list to list the internal as well as external capsules. Capsule.example.com is my external capsule. For capsule certs, I have created a directory capsule_cert where I have kept all the cert files for the capsule server. I have followed the same steps to generate the certs for the capsule server which I followed for satellite. So I generated a private key, then the CSR, and then signed the CSR from the same CA who has signed the cert for satellite. Next I will execute the openssl command to print the signed cert details in text format. Here you can see the issuer details. The common name is my internal CA. In subject, the common name is the fully qualified domain name of the capsule server. Subject alternative name, the fully qualified domain name of the capsule server. CA is marked as false, so it's a client certificate. Next, I will execute the Catelo cert check command on the satellite server to validate the custom SSL certificate input file for the capsule server. If the command is successful, it will return the capsule certs generate command with the required parameters to generate the certificate archive file for the capsule server. -C path to the signed cert, -K path to the private key, -B path to the CA bundle. The validation succeeded. As my capsule server is already up and running, so I will use the second option to generate the certificate archive file for the capsule server. Let me set the environment variable. Next, I will copy the capsule cert generate command and paste it in the satellite terminal to generate the certificate archive file for the capsule server. The certificate archive file for the capsule server generated successfully. I have also updated the Catelo CA consumer package on the capsule server, as capsule server is a client to the satellite server. Next, I will copy the certificate archive file to the capsule server. Then I will copy the satellite installer scenario satellite with the suggested parameters and paste it in the Capsule terminal to update the custom certs on the Capsule server. Once the satellite installer successfully executed, it will update the custom certs on the Capsule server. The satellite installer executed successfully on the Capsule server, which means the custom certs are updated on the Capsule server. So any client host which is registered to the Capsule server must be updated with the latest Catelo CA consumer package from the Capsule server.